How's it, guys? Welcome back. Hope you have been keeping well. Hey, eyes here, not there. I know it's tempting. I'm just kidding, guys. Today is all about, well, it's not a review. It's all about the MSI Try RAM overclocking competition, in which MSI is trying to show that overclocking RAM is not as complicated as it once was, or at least with Try it's not. So all those general things still exist. Yes, XMP exists, DOCP exists, and then obviously configuring your timing still exists, but MSI has introduced Try which makes it a lot easier to overclock your RAM and squeeze that extra performance out of it. Before I go anywhere though, I would like to thank MSI for sending me the 3070 Ti as well as the B560 Tomahawk Wi-Fi motherboard. Sorry, like I always get confused with Wi-Fi and a motherboard because I'm very much a LAN cable guy. Then to Cooler Master for sending me the ML360 LV2, which is a fantastic liquid cooler, I can tell you, and it's keeping cool what was sent to me by Intel, which is the 11700K, which is a fantastic CPU. And then to Kingston for sending me the Kingston Fury RAM, which is kind of necessary in order to be able to do the overclocking competition. And then last but definitely not least to Seagate for sending me the 530. And yes, it does hit those crazy speeds of 7,000. But I will be doing a review of all of these items, so not to worry. If you are interested in knowing a little bit more about them, I'll be doing an individual review. But today is all about learning how to overclock your RAM. So yes, it's a competition, so there are things that you can win, and I believe that there's a week left, but it's so simple. You can do it in pretty much 30 minutes to an hour. So I'll be going over the steps on how do you overclock your RAM, how do you enter the competition, but at least this is something for the future so that you know with this MSI board that you can squeeze out that extra performance. So we're going to jump straight into how to overclock with Try It.
Okay, so when you start up your computer, you need to push F10 or delete until you hit this window, which is the basic mode for Click BIOS 5. Don't worry about XMP being enabled there. You'll enable it in the next step, but you will hit F7 in order to get to the advanced settings. Once you're in the advanced settings, click rather on XMP Profile 1. Once you've clicked on XMP Profile 1, you will click on OC or Overclock in order to open the overclocking configurations. The overclocking configurations will start with your CPU settings. You will need to scroll down until you see Memory Try It. Now, you will see that the Memory Try It will be disabled. What will happen is you click on this and then it'll bring up a little list. Now, it is very important not to play around with any settings because Memory Try It will adjust your settings for you. So if you, for example, have RAM, so you'll look at the back of your RAM to see what your stable is, and generally that is 2666, 3000, 3200 depending, and you'll also have a CL latency. But what you will do is your XMP should already highlight which is yours. Say for instance you are on DDR4 3466 on CL17, that was your stable. Push F10 to save settings and make sure that it posts into Windows. If you successfully post into Windows, what you do is you will restart your PC and come straight back to the same menu. Once you're in the same menu, you will click on the next option, always going one at a time, one down. So when you click on this option, you will push F10, save the settings, and make sure it gets into Windows. You will do this until you hit a point, and for me that point was 5000. I had 4800 CL19 stable, but as soon as I hit 5000 it was not stable. I could not get into Windows and the system kept on rebooting. Now what will happen with Memory Try It is as soon as you click on any of the options and push F10, save and exit, your PC will automatically switch off. You don't be worried by that. It is just the memory reconfiguring itself. You will see there's LED indicators on the motherboard that will go red, then orange, and then white, and then eventually off. If it goes white and then into Windows, you know you're okay. But if you've gone to a setting that is too high and you need to go one backwards, you should be taken into the BIOS straight away, and then you would literally just click one setting back to when you were last stable, and then you know that you've hit the the mark or the most stable that you're going to get it on Memory Try It. If for some reason your computer looks like it's dead and it's not starting, there's just a orange or red light on your motherboard, the fix is quite simple. You will take out turn off the machine, unplug the power cable, and once you've unplugged the power cable, then you will remove the CMOS battery for around about 2 minutes. You will put in your CMOS battery again, plug everything back in, start, and your BIOS would have cleared basically back to normal, and then you will go to the step that it was most stable. If you do have any issues, please feel free to drop a message on Facebook or on my Twitter, and I'll put the tag here for you. But it is extremely simple. So if you know what you're doing, you can go into the advanced DRAM configurations and change the timing. So this needs to be done with a DRAM calculator and done in increments. Now you will see a TCL, TRCD, TRP, TRAS, and TRFC. These can be adjusted. If you don't know what you're doing, it's best to leave it alone and let Memory Try It do it for you. But if you are trying to squeeze, the lower the latencies, the better the performance, i.e. CL18 will be better or faster than CL19. Now, with Intel's 11th gen, they've introduced gear mode, and there's 2 gears available, that being gear 1 and gear 2. So the integrated memory controller, or IMC, the clock is equal to your memory clock in gear 1, but in gear 2, the IMC clock is halved. So in essence, what it means is gear 1 has a lower latency than gear 2. But RAM modules that are higher than 3600 in DDR4 may only be able to boot or get post with Gear 2 mode enabled. And you will be able to adjust it here where it's on auto. So you will see here, I was able to post at a 4800 on CL19. That was my fastest timing. So this was the timing that I posted to MSI as my fastest, most stable timing. And I will show you how to submit now. So once your PC is stable, you will do the following. You will go and type in CPU Z, and that will bring up this prompted download. So you will just obviously set it up in English and choose the zip file and download. Install, or sorry, rather use the execute x64.exe. You're going to have to open that 4 times. So this program would have been opened 4 times. You will put them into 4 different windows. You will have a CPU, then click the next one onto mainboard, click the next one onto memory, and click the next one onto SPD. Then you're going to need to download a program called HWinfo. Once HWinfo, you can untick both of those boxes because you don't want to see the same information. You'll hit run. You can close that, and you can hit sensors. Once sensors is opened, you will try and make that as small as humanly possible. On the other one, you can minimize that, and you will need to take a snapshot of your temperatures. So the temperatures of your CPU. So just scroll down to your cores and then literally hit print screen, go to Paint, paste that in Paint, and then save that as MSI submission. Next step is you need to validate your results. So you'll click validate, you can put your email in, it's not really that important, and you'll hit submit. That'll automatically bring up a window with inside inside your default browser, and you will copy that link. Then we will go to the MSI competition. Once you've clicked that link, you will select South Africa or whichever country you're from, and you will say submit now, and it'll bring you to a survey in which you put in your real name, your nickname, your email, your phone number, your region, obviously, your motherboard model list, and there we go, B560s all the way. Then your serial number, your CPU DRAM frequency, which you will find basically, it'll say there CPU memory DRAM frequency, so CPU memory and then DRAM frequency, you'll put that in. It is dual channel and they will know that, so they'll obviously double it. Then this is where the URL comes from. From that URL, you'll paste that in there, and then you'll choose file to upload, which was that file that you saved, where I can't remember where I saved it, but there we go. And you'll save that, you'll put that submission in, it'll upload, you will agree, I am not a robot, and submit. And that's all there is to it.
Okay guys, that's all she wrote. I hope it is now pretty easy and straightforward on how to overclock your RAM with Try It. And then please stay tuned or stay connected to the scene, subscribe and hit the bell for the reviews that are going to come out on all these components that are in front of us, because I have been testing them a lot and I've been very, very blown back by some of the performance that has come out of them. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this was educational. I hope this gives you a little bit more insight into how to squeeze that extra bit of performance out of your PC. Cheers guys, and goodbye.